Hey guys, it's me, EODGamer here, and let's take a look at the new character Qingyi as of version 1.1 Zenless Zone 0. A quick shout out to Hoyoverse for letting us try this on the test server as well before it goes live, just to give a very nice balanced review. You know, we don't waste any time on this channel, so I want to first start off with my TLDR of this overall character. I think at this stage of the game, 1.0 as of time of recording, she is a character that will benefit any account that you have, and is probably one of the most flexible characters I've ever seen. Why do I say that? Two things. Let's just take a look at this first. She's a stun character, which means that she helps your attack characters do more DPS. Let's say you have the likes of a character like Zhu Yuan, you have the likes of a character, for example, let's say Alan, who is right here. Attack characters want to have that stun. Some of you might have Lycan, some of you might not have Lycan. Maybe you're playing Anvi Demara right now. This character scales super well, very strong. In my opinion, she is probably my favorite stun character so far, and I have liked Lycan for a really long period of time. Benefits any account. Not only that, other than her nice typing of stun being the first limited, being S rank electric, she's also very easy to proc her core passive. Other characters, you know that you need like 2 electric, 2 stun, 2 same faction, blah blah. Her ability is proc super easily. You just need one attack type character or anyone same squad. Same faction in your team. This is super easy to proc because most of the time when you're running currently in like version 1.0, your main DPS is likely going to be attack, or maybe some of you who have watched like some videos on the channel are playing Anomaly, but definitely you will be having one attack in your roster right now. Super easy to proc. This is super generic because you will always be playing an attack stun combo anyway. So she scales very well into the future with this generalistic typing. You don't even need electric teams. You can fit her as the odd character and she still will perform. So that is the first main reason why I think so. The second reason, which leads into my next point, is really that I think that Qingyi is the best in class stun unit in the game. I've always ranked like Lycan as number 1, and the community also thinks so, even coming into official launch. Now that you all have seen the track record, 1.0 so far, Lycan's like probably top pick. People rank Colada as like second place, very strong. One of the downsides of Colada is she takes out a bit too much fail time because of her very slow animations. Qingyi, on the other hand, is very nimble, very fast. She can take up some fail time, but she's also super easy to like interrupt her combos and get back into it later on. Very flexible stun unit in general, so super easy to do. She has decent amount of AoE, not the most AoE like a character, for example, like Anton, which has a slightly wider AoE effect when he like pummels the ground with his ultimate and stuff. But Qingyi is not too bad. Her basic attacks deal decent amount of AoE. The clips you will see on screen are just me flipping about in terms of some combat as we were testing her out. All at base copy, without her signature. I'm just using some random 3-star B rank gear just to get a sense of how she feels at the combat rotations, the smoothness of everything. We'll talk about investment in a little bit, but this is just a balanced review that I want to give you about for both of them. So decent AoE, great combo strings, very easy to use, and her kit, more importantly, is very synergetic with the stun character. So if you take a look at her skills over here, first of all, core skill enhancements. She increases stun multipliers when you stack on the enemy, which is very nice. Some of them like increase attack, increase damage, not so much super important, but this one you see is stun damage multiplier. You increase that, which is very nice, helping you dish out a little bit more damage, help you stun the enemy a lot better. Even her additional ability here, when you have one type of character on a team, you deal more days, impact is greater than 120, you even convert this over to attack, which means that she scales very well with her primary ability of trying to stun the enemy, and then taking this additional bonuses and converting to attack. So she also becomes a very strong DPS. If you look at other of the stun characters in the game, for example like Lycan, none of them have this very nice scaling of themselves doing more damage when they are scaling off of impact percentage, which I think fundamentally makes Qingyi going to be the best in class stun unit, both for able to apply some stun and also do some damage on the side. Very strong. Next up, of course, she is a great free-to-play unit. All the clips that you see on screen is just random gear of 2-piece. I didn't want anything to interrupt and be affected by a 4-piece set. And even here, I'm just using a revolver here so that I just have a little bit more days in my kit. I didn't want to even use like the signature gear and all of that. I'll do those testing, of course, in a little bit in the next few videos that we all have on the channel. But first things first, this clip is just a full balance review, and that's what I'm using here. Of course, I'm currently using these stats, as you can see on screen: 168, 53, 88. crit damage ratio as well, and my cinema is 0. So free to play, super good, super flexible, fits into any team. But the best thing I think about her is that she scales very well with time or a little bit of investment. So why do I say that? In my opinion, like her best Mindscape is 4, but it's a little bit expensive because when you enter her certain states, and if you guys are wondering what do all these words mean, how does this character work, I'll talk about it on the specific channel where we talk about her build guides and stuff. Just let me do a bit more testing first, then I'll come up with the full guides. This is just a very quick video now that it's like still early in the days, so that you get an idea of how this character performs for your overall account. Then you can consider whether you want to get her. This is probably her best Mindscape for any of you whales out there, or maybe long-term players you like the character's design. M4 gives her a shield, which is insanely good for a stun character. Takes a lot of damage generally. Having a shield, 10% of max HP is very nice. And if you have a shield already and refreshes, you gain additional energy. With time, she also scales into a slight damaging role. As you can see at M6, of course not everyone will have her at M6. You get a lot of crit damage, you get basic attack, blossoms, and all of these other stuff, which I'll talk about when we are covering her Mindscapes in another video as well. M1, okay, not too bad, but not really very critical as well. So I would say that she is a character that is quite free to play friendly, especially if you're just getting her at a base copy. Even her signature is also very strong in this impact percentage. It gives you good amounts of impact increase that stacks up to 30 times. So it's also quite good. All squad members damage increased by 20%. So you have a very good supportive ability. Very, very flexible. As you can see, this unit can fit her into most teams and she will likely perform quite well. Impact percentage converts over to attack for her as well. So very, very stable, good performer. Last but not least, the pros, before we jump into a bit of the cons so that we can give a bit of balanced review for this particular character, is I think that she has a very attractive and fun playstyle. Skills are super easy to proc. She has this very fun electric AoE kind of aspect of her, very quick dodgy kind of aspect, swapping into different characters here and there. I found it quite enjoyable. Very, very similar to likes of Lycan. But in my opinion, like Lycan is better at like grouping enemies because his kicks somehow feel harder and can push smaller enemies and like group them up like herding your sheep. Whereas Qingyi doesn't really do that. Other than that, she's a pretty fun character to play overall. I think she's my favorite stun character currently in the game. Now let's talk about cons before we talk about final thoughts and end the video. She has a noticeable fill time requirement. Similar to that of Lycan, they are not characters that just press one button, you immediately stun the enemy and get off. You do want them to be played on field a bit, but I think the clear benefit here and lowers the cons a bit is she does quite more damage compared to other stun characters while she's on field, so at least she removes the detriment. In future, I hope to see a stun character that does a lot of stun and takes very little field time, maybe like casting one bomb that stuns everything. But for now, I think she's probably one of the better ones, but she does take some field time, probably around the same as Lycan in my opinion, much less than Collider, much less than a character like Unbi Demara when you're trying to stun an enemy. And last but not least, of course, she does have a bit of a learning curve to use because it's not just, if you don't really understand her basic attacks, you'll be wasting a lot more times on field. Once you understand how she works, get into her final combos, you actually will be able to use this character much better, which is something that I want to talk about in the next video where I teach you how to play characters effectively in terms of mechanics and how to build them as well. This is just a very balanced review. I hope you enjoyed the video and do like and subscribe for more such future content. I try to do this every single patch. Let me know if you want to see more of this early insights too. And thank you again so much for your attention. See you next video.